Okay, so we're going to have a look at the timeline, some of the features of the timeline. Just make sure you're on editing view. And first thing, obviously, probably quite sort of intuitive anyway, but we've got the video tracks here, which are V1, 2 and 3, and the audio tracks here, A1, 2, 3. You can see I've got 3 different videos on the 3 video tracks and 2 different audio tracks here on the audio track section. Now we can also expand our view of these particular tracks. So if we start with the video tracks here, actually I'll start horizontally here, so we can expand or compress our view of the whole timeline here. You can see if I drag this to the right, it slowly compresses our view of tracks. Obviously can be useful if you've got some tracks longer than others. You can drag this so you can see all the tracks, they're all in view, and then you can still move the slider as you would an ordinary slider to scroll along. We also have the vertical scrollers here, so again I can drag this down, and this you can see expands my view of the individual tracks. So if I start to expand my view vertically of the video tracks, you'll see it begins to give me a little thumbnail view as well, so I can actually see what's on that particular track. If I just drag out a bit there, you can see now I've got a little thumbnail preview of what's on each of those video tracks, and obviously the same goes for the audio. So if I drag in, that expands the view of the audio, and I can see the waveform of each particular track quite clearly there. Okay. Another way of expanding the view of each track individually is if you go to the column to the left here of the particular track you're interested in, double click in the blank space here, and it will expand it to give you a thumbnail view. And you can do that for each track. And the same goes for the audio. So again, if I click on the blank space here, you can see it expands the view. Okay, and obviously with audio you've got stereo, so you've got 2 channels there. You've got the left and right channel. You see they're marked there, L and R, for each audio track there. Okay, the other thing just to mention, again, might be fairly intuitive, I think, but again, you've got your tracks here. Obviously they're on, your clips are on separate tracks here. If I want this clip to become part of this track, then that's easily done. I can obviously drag it down and it can become part of this track rather than a separate track. Okay, so just to obviously make that clear, again the same goes for audio. And rearrange, so nice kind of click and drag interface. Bring that back to where it was. Okay, just another little useful thing. You can see this top track here now, the river clip. You can see that I've got a view of a continuous thumbnail throughout of the clip. If you want to make that visible, just make sure if you go to the spanner icon here, you've got show video thumbnails turned on, and then if you click on the actual sequence tab here, the little menu here, and just go to continuous video thumbnails. So if you turn that on, you've got 3 options there. You've got video head thumbnails, which is usually the default, which just shows the first thumbnail at the beginning of the clip, or video head and tail, so first and last thumbnail, or continuous, which just shows you all the way through. Okay, so that's another little option that's available. Showing or hiding tracks as well. So again, you've got the eye icon, which you're probably familiar with. If you hide turn off the eye icon, you'll see that the river track now disappears. We can't see it, and we can see the track underneath in the program window. Okay. And also, again, lots of similarities between different Adobe applications here. You've got the show and hide icon here. You've also got the lock, unlock icon, the padlock. So again, say, you know, I'm happy with the river clip, I don't want to move it around or edit it anymore, I can just lock that so that doesn't get tampered with while I continue working on the other tracks on the timeline. And in terms of the audio tracks that could be useful, we've got the mute and the solo buttons here. So I've got my two audio tracks. Say I just want to listen to this audio track, I can mute this one, play and then I just hear whatever's on this track. Likewise, if with the solo button, if I just say I've got again this is really if you've got multiple tracks, say I've got 3 or 4 audio tracks, I just want to hear this one, click on solo, I just hear what's on that track. Okay. Again, just another thing to make, point to make is you can solo more than one track. So you know, you might want to solo. Say I've got 3 or 4 audio tracks and I want to just hear 2 of them. Again, I can solo 2 of them. So just hear those 2 together. The other icon here you can see is the microphone icon. This can be very useful for recording a voiceover. So as long as you've got a mic plugged in, you can record a voiceover, you know, straight into Premiere over a clip, for example. So you just turn that on. Okay. So just to make that a bit clearer how that works. So say I've got my 2 audio tracks here, I can mute those if they're sort of getting in the way while I record. Say I want to record on this 3rd track. If I click on the microphone icon, you'll see we get a countdown from 3, counts you in, and the reason it was echoing back is because I'm already recording into Open Broadcast to record this video tutorial. So I've got 2 recording channels that are kind of creating a bit of feedback there. Okay, so that's just a little introduction to the timeline and some of the features that help you deal with, particularly dealing with multiple audio and video tracks.